Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to the Sunday recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a little bit about my last week in games. It's the last week before the expansion of EVE Online, so I have mostly been preparing and I think I'm pretty much ready for the expansion. I've got a plan ready and I have the structure components ready for an M refinery as well. So the very first step is of course going to be to build that. That means making a blueprint copy, then making the refinery itself, deploying that, which is going to take some time, and then start fitting that up with the refinery services. And during that period, I know now from the dev blog that the rig will indeed be taken out of the Citadel and put in like the corporate hangar or something like that. And so I will just have to keep that running without a maximum yield for a little bit. Next to that, of course, for the expansion, we're also going to look into the resource wars. I don't really have the ships ready for that just yet, so that's a process that I'll have to get into after the expansion hits. And then there is still those forward operation bases from the pirates, which I don't really know what type of content that is, how hard it's going to be, how many people you want in there. So that is something that we'll explore as well. I already got a mail from someone that asked for like mutual cooperation with another system. So yeah, people I think will be bringing groups together in order to take care of those nearby. So I think that all in all that there will be plenty of options to run those FOBs and to see what kind of content that is as well. And then further along, of course, I am planning to go for another refinery that will do moon mining once that becomes available to a 0.5 system. Next up we have some Heroes of the Storm. That has been the classical play couple of games to keep up with the quest so that I can earn gold and grab some new heroes. At the moment I'm not really grabbing lots of new heroes. I do think I bought Lucio, or did I play him as a free-to-play hero during that week? I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, Lucio, I really do like him with the AoE healing that basically happens constantly. I think that he's one of those decently easy to play support heroes and I do enjoy him. Unfortunately, on the quest side of things, I got hit with play 3 games with a warrior hero once again, and that's my least favorite playstyle, but this time I could combine that with Warcraft. So that means that I went with Muradin, and basically he's so straightforward and actually really powerful that I like playing with Muradin. So he has this leap that allows him to get into combat and out of combat. He's got a stun and then he's got an AoE damage, and his passive is really nice. As long as it isn't hit for a longer period of time, he gets this increased healing, which means that he basically just needs to get out of combat a little bit, but he can move to the next objective and get fully healed in between that. So Muradin at the moment my favorite warrior hero, and other than that, when I got some extra games to play, like for win 3 games or for play 8 games, then yeah, the specialists, I mean Asmodan, just really powerful, and I'm definitely still enjoying playing Heroes of Storm with him. And Junkrat just came out so far. My first impression, again, definitely not overpowered. Maybe it's that he's so new and that people still need to learn to find a good build and a good specific use for him, about how to handle his playstyle. But yeah, I've never really experienced massive problems with going up against the Junkrat so far. After that we have Stellaris, my most played game last week, because my preparations were going really well. I had everything together to build the structures, components in EVE Online. I managed to put quite a bit of time in Stellaris, and I've been playing with my second machine race. These are basically fast breeders, you know, they construct their own pops much more quickly than in the first race that I created, and that's been going really well. I think I could talk for hours about how that game is going, and you're gonna get several videos on that, but to put it in a nutshell, I think we'll reach end game with this race this time. I still really enjoy Stellaris. You do need to basically be able to put in the time. I think after this game and when the expansion hits, it's gonna be a little bit more tricky to do, because just a single game to get from the start to the very end takes quite a bit of time, and so as a result, yeah, I'm very happy with what I've managed to do so far with the Omni Animus, which is like a generator unformulated name for my second race, but it's been going really well, and I actually look forward to sharing more about the actual gameplay and the actual progress in that game with you guys. Stellaris, it still remains on my absolutely amazing games list that I'm enjoying playing right now. In fact, with the DLC from Synthetic Dawn and the machine races, it's been really nice first exploring that with like an economic race that gets extra minerals. So early on I managed to really stay in control, but I like to research. Now with the fast breeders I managed to focus on what I needed, including lots of research, and so I'm basically on par with everything else. But I'm also an exterminator, which means that I can't go into any diplomacy, and I also can't make other races like my vassals or anything like that. So I have to basically kill everything off, which might work, which we might be able to do, which is really cool. But I think that basically my next plan is going to be, instead of focusing on fast breeding, focusing on research, full focus on a research machine race, but then also taking something that will allow me to vassalize my neighbors, so that we can basically expand in a different way than we did this time. So yeah, Stellaris, absolutely cool, enjoying the game. It's probably gonna be on hold after this game with the EVE Online expansion, but other than that, absolutely recommend it. If you like strategy games, then definitely take a look at Stellaris. And finally, we have a little bit of EVE Valkyrie, just a couple of evenings last week, not all that much. It's not a game that can grip me enough to say I'm going to churn out daily quests or anything like that, but it's more of a, you know, I've got a couple of hours extra this evening, all the videos are done, I'm ready. What am I gonna jump into? Well, let's jump into a couple of EVE Valkyrie games, and I do enjoy it when I'm playing it that way. So it's like maybe 3-4 games a week or something like that I'm playing at the moment. Those matches, yeah, I feel like it's quite alright. I still play mostly with my favorite, the Banshee, because it's basically a no-skill ship, which for me is actually really nice. I can just focus a bit more on chasing, going after the objectives, and not have to worry too much about having a good aim in the game, which I don't have in any game. But because of that, you know, it makes the game quite accessible. Of course, if you go up against some actual really good pilots, some pilots that are probably in VR and that have the experience, you can sometimes get butchered as well. But overall, in my experience, the games have actually been decently fun and decently balanced. And just like with Heroes of the Storm, it's more of a quick in and out than some of the other online competitive games that you can get into. So here I think that sometimes you're only dealing with like 10-minute matches or something like that. So that's basically the fastest game, the one that you're quickest in and out, is gonna be EVE Valkyrie. And after that, with like up to 30-35 minutes on longer games, you get Heroes of the Storm. And after that, I'm actually playing some single player games that I want to focus on. And then finally, of course, we do have EVE Online, that remains my single most important game, my main game at the moment. Potentially next week, I do know that what is it called? A new game is coming for, let's take a look, for PC. It's Destiny 2. Well, I'm hesitating. It's right around the expansion, so probably not. It's like a maybe. It's gonna depend on how much time I have when it comes to Destiny 2. But for now, that's gonna be it for this week, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Looking forward to the expansion next week, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you.